and then we'll do the
Sure.
apps side after they come. So that way,
So let me briefly say a minute or two, then Dr. Ashima can fill up because they are the in charge. They need to take the ownership, but they have to advise at lead role. So emergency medicine is just starting mandatory. So we only have 40 programs out of 536 colleges. So within a year or two, they're going to be at least 100 plus in a year, or maybe 300, 400 will come. All private colleges, 236 medical colleges, they will, because there is a big incentive for them to develop a postgraduate seat. And but each postgraduate program, medical college, have only 3 students, 4 students, or maybe 3 or 4 faculty. And they have specialty here is the pediatric emergency, OBGYN president. And the lectures, 3 or 4 is very difficult to serve. They're very busy doctors. They're very busy conducting the examinations. They're very busy because there's so much patients volume, so much in India. And the time for them, quality lectures is very difficult for them. So what we thought is with this platform, they can pull together. If they have lectures of there's standard textbooks, we can take a standard lectures, maybe whatever 300, 400, whatever. So those lectures will come in. For example, what we are thinking is a student can log on their mobile at their own time, not at the hospital. They're very busy. Evening, maybe they will, this week, this is what the HOD subscribes to the student. Okay, watch this week. This is the topic. So they watch at home. Pre-questions, 5 or 6, topic 20 minutes. You don't want to be longer. And then the post questions, and then they can have self module tests, and then a weekly they can come and take the test in the department, so that there is no copying or something like that. So they can time it, and then they can test. And the other side of it, the faculty knows once a week they can check, okay, I have 5 PGs or 15 PGs, how many of them watched the lecture, how many of them did the pre-questions, post-question, what is their correct, and then what is the weekly test. So they can have monthly test. And eventually what we're requesting NMC board, National Medical Council board, to conduct a theory examination to computerize 100% multiple choice questions. Like in USA, they have American boards, which is the world standard. So, and then we can raise the content. So it's the sharing. And the new next year when they come new programs, they don't know where to guide. This platform will help them. So once we have this recording, I'm going to share with most of the medical college principals, DMEs, and mostly individually. So reach out to them and see what did they think. And not only this remits the emergency medicine, there's so many other specialties like family medicine, pediatrics, so, and all MBBS specialties. There's a big need for this because we do our faculty and the helping each other. So I mean, students are very smart in India. Faculty is extremely smart, very capable. Only we just need to bring the unity together. This is nothing but unity together, and using a mobile technology, and you're helping skill development in corporate hospitals. There's other platform, they're doing high schools from 5th grade to 10th grade. So that's what we want to bring: a structured format, lectures, examinations, self-learning process. So thank you.
that's it. That's very helpful,
Ashima, can you
Doctor.
add
Yeah,
any, Doug madam?
yeah. So as you can see that we are having people, because it is new now, it is very difficult. It is very difficult to make people understand. Students are ready, there is no doubt. But and faculties also. Rather, we have had our first lecture just 2 days back, and we were waiting for us to start first and then record the lecture. But there are enthusiasts who are ready. But somehow I'm also I just went offline a little to send a personal message to 3 4 of them, and two I received back the answer that we are still in the hospital, I'm on
Right.
duty and all. So please understand that there might be just me telling you things now, along with sir. It may be possible, but it won't uh, it it is not that people are not ready. Uh, Let me also say that whatever sir has told regarding the structured format, it is very important also, because till now there is no such app available, that not only for those departments also, not for emergency medicine, for other departments also, wherein training has been going for so long, apart from probably societies like critical care society, which has an app to it. So you can log in, you can take down their lectures, certain videos and all. Whosoever has bought is the society member, can log in and check out links to different talks, links to different presentations in different conferences, whichever a person needs. But department wise, I don't think so. Any other department, correct me, sir, if it is wrong, in India yet has this. So it would probably be a concept which will change, and is a very important thing, which important change which will come. So mm,
This is well
we
needed.
yeah,
Yeah.
we are ready, but we need a little more push, I think so, sir, because I can see that uh, joining it, it's almost 15 minutes to 5, so probably we
No,
need to
don't
be a
worry,
little.
ma'am. This is okay. We'll take it. I'm sure Anand sir started 6 years ago with nothing, so he knows all the. He walked through the walk, and all the team walked through the walk. So it is nothing at all. It's new. So don't worry
I
about. We'll work them and work with them. Go ahead, sir.
yes,
Start the presentation.
yes, yes,
So,
sir.
do we want to use a deck too, Prasanna? I was just
I
thinking, just to give an overview of the solution. Um,
I
the
have there's a
closest we
tech.
have was going to do a demo, but now that you say you'll record it and show it to others, at the cost of repeating some of the things I've told you and Dr. Ashima, should we just kind of do it as if it's the first time uh, listening?
Whichever you think is always, sir. I'll leave it up to you if you're asking me.
Yeah, because see, I obviously have talked to you and Dr. Ashima,
Right.
but if you take that assumption and start the video, then you might miss the new users might miss the kind of a basic outline.
Sure. As long as once they shot a nice presentation to people to watch, so we're going to approach every students and faculty, management of medical colleges, leadership, everybody. That way it will save everyone's time and they can watch their own time.
Sure. So what I'll do is while we do it today, Prasanna, if you have any deck that we can use, or
I
give
have
me
ETF as of now. Would that be
ETF.
fine?
ETF is
Yeah, it's actually school related.
okay. Let me just bring up something.
Yeah.
What we'll also
And,
do, Lokesh, is if you'd like, offline we can record a better full
okay,
version.
that's fine too. You can record another one, you can send to, no problem.
Yeah, something like a 5 to 7 minute.
Right.
That gives a
And also will
comprehensive
that
thing.
way.
So
And
that
I
way,
can, if you send it, I can add some more thing and we can make together something whatever needed. So
absolutely.
that way,
Yeah.
so that way you can involve some of our see whatever I talk to 2 minutes, you can put that one and then you can mix together. That way you can mix together like Ashima madam's information, etc.
Okay.
Done.
Sounds good. I'll give me 1 second. I'm just going to pull up something that at the cost of repeating, I think I probably sent this to you earlier. Give me 1 second.
And some of the most of them is our questions. Me and madam's questions will help us what you can do. And main thing is one of them is from faculty side what they can watch, what they can see, all those just presentation.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're putting up a deck, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Whichever it is.
Yeah. I'm going to just use my screen, or Prasanna, shall I give it to you so the screen can come from you?
I'll
just
but I can make you a host.
presenter.
Yeah, I can make you just.
Give me 1 second.
I did.
Okay. This is the deck that we had sent Mr. Lokesh earlier. I'm just going to use that same deck as backdrop.
Sure, if any questions, you can bring other ones.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay. So I'm just going to make this go down. Yeah, so this is just to give you an overview. Empowero is a platform that allows skill training and e-learning anytime, anywhere. The whole idea is that users are typically busy. Doctors in training, like the focus, like the students you're looking at, and even
Just a minute, sir. I'm not sure. Is it just for me, but your voice has gone down? Is it just for me?
I can hear. Okay.
I too can hear.
Okay, sure.
I can hear
Let me
that.
just.
Go ahead, sir.
Sure. Thank you.
So the idea is that how do we skill them anytime, anywhere, and especially with the busy schedules that everybody has. How do you ensure that self-paced learning at their convenience can happen? That is the whole goal. And what we'd like to just quickly talk about is, Skill Pro has been doing this for now 7-8 years. That the platform has been available called Empowero for the last 4 years, and has been used to skill several thousands of people over time across different sectors. So if you look at what we think of as blended learning as the key approach, right? So there's always in classroom teacher-student interaction, practical sessions. That is something that will continue and have to continue in the classroom. But the idea is that while that used to be 100% of the teaching, which is in the classroom and in the practical labs, it has morphed into having 3 portions of it, right? And one is self-paced, so structured learning, where additional learning resources like audios, videos are put together. You're given assignments, practice tests, all of that. And of course, on the job, continuously skilling and upskilling needs to continue. And of course, certification where. So the platform brings together all of these part 2 and part 3, so that there is a blended learning, which means in classroom there's learning, and outside classroom, self-paced learning continues to happen. The teacher is able to track how the self-paced is going by way of seeing the system and seeing who has done how much, etc., etc. So that was the whole idea. So very simply put, of course, the solution would be, could be branded as your own thing. And essentially, it will be an app that gets launched. It will be there in the Google Play Store. And so you will tell your students, download this app, and the students will immediately download on their mobile, any Android device. Of course, they can access it from a computer. In the computer, they just go to any browser, go to the address that you give them, which could be, let's say in this case, NIMS, nims.org, or whatever the website address is, or elearn.nims.org. We can create one, and they go in there, they log in, authenticated by their phone number. They should have already been registered and given permission from the system, and then they can start looking at their lessons. So they'll basically, the app will also be branded by the college or by the National Medical Board, whatever you think is the right brand. And essentially they'll see their list of videos, almost like, in a structured way given there. And they could be learning anytime, anywhere. It could be on the bus going home. It could be while waiting for your next session to start, anytime, anywhere, basically, right? And that's why we encourage videos of not more than 5 to 6 minutes in length, right? Although you mentioned even 20 minutes, we believe that if they are clipped and broken down into subtopics, where you have maximum of 3 to 5 minutes, or maybe 6 minutes, and try to limit a lot of the videos there, the best kind of learning happens, what we call micro learning. And micro learning has been kind of proven to be let me say, the most effective way for adult learning or student learning, right? So we strongly encourage that. You can do multiple languages, so you can have it in Hindi, Telugu, whatever other languages that you think. Of course, English is the basic, default language, and then all learning happens at one place, right? So all the content is there. So if I am registered for a course, let's say assume it's a 60-hour or a 100-hour course on, let's say, just handling a patient in an ambulance, let's say, so what are the different things that go in there? What you can actually create videos with a real ambulance, with somebody really doing it, and put that as part of the content, because once you put that video in, all your students across the country, across all the user base, can be seeing that anytime, anywhere. And that module, you'll obviously ensure that is proofread, it's approved by the master trainer, the people doing it are doing it right, etc. Once that correctness of the content and relevance of the content is thing, then you say, okay, now let me put it on the platform. And once you put it on the platform, then it's immediately available to everybody on their mobile app, right? So one place where the content is being, let me say, put together, the content could be created by multiple people, and one place it's kind of organized and published, then all of the mobile apps almost instantaneously get that, right? Now, one thing is all the content is secure and the user information. And when we say secure, it means that whereas everybody can get it from all the videos, lessons, assessments, all of this, they can get it from their, a mobile app or their browser. They cannot just download it and pass it on to someone else, and suddenly, everybody is using that content. It's not like free content like YouTube, or it's not downloadable like YouTube. This is secure in the platform. It's very much like, think of it as your Amazon Prime or Netflix, right? Where you download the app, you can see as much as you want, but you can't download the movie into your phone and start forwarding it to your friends and so forth. So in that sense, the institution secures this content. By that way, they are also ensuring that the content is authenticated and structured so that nobody else is putting in things of their choice. The content, when I say refer to content, it means your videos, your documents, you can put a nice PDF document, your diagrams, your images, pictures. It could be text document like a PDF document, or it could be worksheets, right? And of course, even you have assessments. So when I'm referring to content, a combination of all these, let me say, put together as courses is what it is, right? And they're accessible any place, anytime. One of the things we fundamentally take pride in, it's taken us a lot of work, is that the interface is extremely simple. The user should not have to get any training to start using it. He's authenticated with an OTP, which everybody is familiar with, anyone that has a smartphone. And then they start using the structure in the course itself, defines it. And so nobody as a user should ever need help in understanding how to use it, no matter how tech savvy they are or not. And I say this, the only requirement we say is that they should have used a smartphone, or they should have a smartphone, right? So that's the only requirement. And then, of course, you can give tests, you can give assessments, the scores all captured, and you have very detailed analytics on the candidate's usage of the content, right? So which video has he seen, how many students have seen the video, how have they scored in the assessments given, what's the average score. You can take a particular candidate or particular group of candidates, like in the north, or a particular institute's candidates, or just a candidate, and you can see all the analytics on them. So if the course consists of, let's say, 30 lessons, which are videos, and let's say another 20 assessments, then you'll have sort of details at that individual assessment and thing level for each candidate. So that's the whole idea, is you put one single app and get it out in all different places. That could be across different let me say PG courses, that could be emergency care and other courses, or it could also be things that they continue to use when they get on the job, right? Because all these learning materials are not something you learn one time and you're done, right? This refreshing training is always important. Now, to this, you can integrate live training. So whether you have Zoom, or whether you have, let me say, Teams, or any other tool, you can integrate into it. So even on the client app, you just click on it and you go into a live class. So let's say a 10:30 class is scheduled, tomorrow morning. The app will tell you that there is a 10:30 class. You go click on that at that time and you go directly into the class, right? So in some
if
sense,
I-
it's all structured.
If I can hold, they're
Please.
conducting all the doctors clinically, they do what they call morning rounds, case presentations. So
Right.
sometimes we have some programs, only 3 doctors, and they may be busy, but some other nationwide, maybe AIMS may be conducting, maybe NIMS may be conducting. So that can be, they can pull together and do the conference together, right? Like a Zoom,
Absolutely.
and they can upload it here.
Absolutely. So let's assume that every morning 10:30 there's a class. You can appoint anybody and the topic, and then they could be doing it from anywhere. So tomorrow NIMS may do it, day after AIMS may do it, and things like
Yeah.
that, right?
Or
So
it could be from Stanford, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
it could be from Stanford as well,
Yeah.
right? We just have to give them the permission to do it, so that way
Yeah, of course.
they're on the platform,
Mm.
right? These are some of the instances of usage, right? Very simple, and we'll give you a
Let
demo.
me add here one more thing. Sankara Eye Foundation, Sankara Eye have a DNB program. They pull together 4 or 5 hospitals. They do the morning rounds together and they've been doing for 3-4 years. And I think Rainbow Pediatrics also do that. Okay, sorry, go ahead. I just want to add these things because some other people can they want to add that information there.
Right. And I also just want to say that hospitals like Omega in Hyderabad, it's one of the larger cancer specialists, and Renova, these are hospitals that are using it today to train their staff,
Yes.
right? So the doctors have this and they're going through different, and when you get into the hospital, you're not only looking at kind of the expertise of medical care, you're also looking at the process documents, the procedures, the, even information such as, lab technicians, contact information or whatever is all there. So that way, it becomes not just training, but it becomes even the central information source, because it's that hospital's app, just like this will be,
Okay.
the
It's
federation.
communication and implementation faster.
Absolutely. So, so these are some of the things that, we have in addition to, while we are giving the platform and the technology primarily, there are a lot of things that even I think physicians would like to leverage. So right from communication skills or time management, attitudinal skills. Some of these may not be relevant to you. Nursing assistant, for example, some of the nursing courses, but nursing assistant has things like, how do you, handle a emergency care situation? How do you move a person from a stretcher to a wheelchair? How do you, I think someone's entering the room. Okay. How do you do some of these things? Is all there as well. So that's in a nutshell. Again, I'm Anant Rao, part of the Empowero team, and we'll now quickly, within about 4 or 5 minutes, walk you through a quick demo so that you see it actually working. So I'll give it over to Prasanna. Prasanna, if you can.
Sure. So if you can allow me to present, if you can.
Give me 1 second.
And also, if you have any screenshots of some examinations or results, something like that, you can
show. Sure, we'll do that as well.
Sample a video, like 10 seconds.
Any questions basically on what this is from a platform? I think some.
Okay, I'll just tell. So I could understand that whatever we have discussed yesterday we had talked. So all is available. So this is exactly what we were thinking of doing. Okay, but I'll also I'm a little apprehensive at the start. What is my apprehension, Mr. Anand, is that we are not yet ready with all the content.
Understood.
So it's not like our movie is, we have just done the Muhurtam shot.
Right.
Let me put it in a very simple way. So the movie is yet to be made.
Right.
Okay, and there is a team. There are people who are dedicated, but there is COVID as well. So everyone has its own things, as well as this responsibility, which is just your own way to come forward. It cannot be forced upon anyone. So at the start, I'm a little apprehensive if we would be able to fill up with our own things. So is it possible to put up some guidelines from other societies, because that is available on net for purview of everyone? So you have to give something for the students to watch. And instead of posting now, also, if I find, for example, I see a study, I find it very relevant in our practice for emergency care. Now, what I'm doing is I'm downloading it, attaching it to the mail, or downloading as a PDF and forwarding on WhatsApp to 10 of my students. Is it possible that we can put it directly on the website, so that those students who want to, okay, this study is there, in that cases, what is your what do you suggest? Do we need to take permission each time from the first author of this, or because it is available freely downloadable on the net, it can be posted in our website?
Sure. So I would say two things. One is there is a lot of public content in the form of YouTube, right? And there is a tremendous amount of content there. Now, what our platform allows you to do is you can embed that YouTube video within the app, right? We play it from the video into the app. Now, the key is that maybe after we show you the demo, you will see it very easily, is that you've structured the lesson. You want them to go through this as topic 1, topic 2. In YouTube, nothing is structured. You just randomly go one after the other. Now, once you've structured it, it could be a lot of YouTube content right there, right? So you can leverage free content, embed it in a structured way that you want your students to see it. And so it is a combination of content that you will generate. Like you said, the movie is yet to be shot, but as you shoot every day, you can add to this app. 2 is that you can embed a lot of pre-built modules that others have done who are willing to give it to you, share it with you. You can embed class recordings. So each time now you do a virtual class, which a lot of classes are, you record them and make them as part of the program, right?
One more question I have, sir.
Sure.
If they have a content, say students, we may be ranking like star 3, 4, 5. So one department made a nice top presentation, but student like 2, but we can request them, go them and say, sir, can you make it up, so that way we want the highest rich content.
Absolutely.
That can be available too. We can make.
Yes. I mean, my suggestion is that the evaluation of the content and placing your best one, you can definitely internally as a process have it. But definitely you can take out something, put something new, you find an improvised one. Like I was saying today you can record this and use it, but maybe Monday we'll send you a better recording.
Right.
And then you immediately replace it.
Take a great, I will great, Dr. Ramakrishnan sir joined. He's HOD and he's the founder of Ramchandra Medical College emergency room for many years. He's almost like a fatherly figure for all India. He started. Sir, thank you so much for joining, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sorry, I was on duty today, so I just got.
Understand, sir. Thanks.
My apologies for that. I just joined. From what I gather, it's an e-learning software where all the teachers can actually put in their lectures and videos and actually know if the student is actually seeing the videos, and then you can give them evaluation and things like that. Am I right, sir?
Absolutely. You summarized it very well in.
Where content can be aired, and you actually know what the student is actually doing, how many attempts he's made, and till what, and you can even have tests with them with time frame and things like that. Am I right, sir?
Yes, sir. You can conduct tests for this topic, and weekly test, monthly test, whichever you choose. Like, sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. So the person who's taking the class can record it, and it can be kept there for some time for the student to view also, and the teacher would also know how many people have attended the session and viewed the videos accordingly. Is that right, sir? So it's more of a teaching platform for evaluation of students. That's right, sir.
Absolutely. Yes, and it's not just serially done. You'll organize it according to your courses, different topics. You'll obviously edit content to make sure it's a much more structured way. So it's not just freely available YouTube content. You'll put the assessment after a video, before the video, wherever you think that it needs to be taken. And so anybody will follow that order, just like think of it as a textbook suddenly gone digital, right? Textbook also, there's a table of contents, then there's chapter 1, 2, 3, and then at the end of it, there is assessments, etc. So that kind of structuring, it comes to a mobile app without having to redo the app each time. As long as you're doing it on behind the scenes as a teacher, all of that gets flushed into the app without the app owner having to do anything.
I agree.
And that's the whole goal. The whole
Actually, I
automation
have a
of
little bit of
digital
experience with it in Ramchandra, where I'm working, the learning management system, basically, as it is called. We've started using this Moodle platform, sir. So actually, we have a little bit of experience with that for our postgraduates and undergraduate learning, actually. So
perfect. That helps a lot, because this is kind of the new generation solution. Moodle has been around for 20 years or so. This is a mobile first solution. We expect a lot of the users to really be coming from the mobile device. Right? And a lot of learning happening when they're in the bus, when they're going home. Just like 90% plus movie watching is now happening on a mobile. We expect a lot of the learning to happen outside of the classroom on a mobile device. Right? So anytime, anywhere learning kind of. So typical videos, like I was saying earlier to Dr. Lokesh, typical video should be 4-5 minutes. It covers the topic. So even if there's a long lecture, I would probably divide that 20-minute lecture into 4 subparts and make sure that each subpart is kind of independently valuable, so that anybody can learn for 5 minutes, when they're waiting on stuff as well.
But I think it will be a success only if the content is created by the person rather than taking in videos from other areas, because you have to look at the needs of the students in each of these colleges. It could be a medical college or a physiotherapy college, or could be a nursing college. I think it would be a success only if your own staff participate actively and do it. That's what I feel.
Yes, sir. 95% that depends on all the HODs involving an upload. Maybe few topics owned by each college, and there's their prestige, and the students can keep on working together, sir. Yes, that's the 90% success.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The good thing is that there is a lot of good existing content, and if a good master trainer says, yes, this is what I would have delivered and is delivered well, then that also starts to get embedded into your content. I think once you start aggregating, you'll be surprised how much good content there is already out there. But creating new content is absolutely very, very key. If that's okay, I'll quickly just do the demo. It'll take us about 4-5 minutes. And once we do that, and please ask questions so we can make that demo longer as long as you're there. So Prasanna, if you can bring it up.
Sure.
And we'll do it from a mobile app, Prasanna, so that's where most users are using it probably.
So what you see in the screen is my phone, and I just opened the app. This is the one. So similar app will be available for all the students to learn from, or the PG students to learn from. So what you see in this app is basically very simple interface, and all they want to learn can be categorized like what you see in the GDA samples and the soft skills. These are the demo modules to start with. Sorry.
Yeah, those are the 2 courses, right? So GDA samples is one course, soft skills is one course, but that could be, let's say, handling patients in a emergency care, and so you will subdivide those into courses, and you will basically see them as things like that, right? You see, it's very simple. Anybody can click on it and just go in, right?
Exactly.
And go ahead.
So let's assume like you can categorize your emergency services into many buckets, like starting from transporting the patient to stretcher management to the hygiene. So all these things can be put as a can be kept and made available for the students to learn as a small buttons, like how you see these 2 buttons to start with here. So and if as a student, if I would like to learn something about the GDS samples, let's assume that this is something like emergency, say stretcher management, right? So I can just click on it, and here is the course which is available for me, and I'll click on this course to learn from. There could be multiple courses under the same category also. And here is a simple interface for me to learn from, right? So I can just do this, and it is available because this is a mobile device. Yes, so just changing the orientation of the phone makes it better in terms of legibility. And this is what it is. It is available for me to learn from. There is an introduction given to me about this course, that introduction of hygiene patient. I can learn from this PPT. When I'm done with this PPT, I have read that what is there for me to learn in this course. I can go to the next lesson. Next lesson is, I see, is a video here, and I can simply click on the video, and video will start playing for me here up. And I just need to just do this again to ensure that this is playing for me. I'm sorry, because I'm sharing it with the phone, so you will not be able to hear the voice there. So, but this is a 32-second video, and so I clicked on it to pause. So 32-second video. This is just basically giving an introduction that what is in the following video coming. So I'll just go back here.
Yeah. So just to give you a sense, Dr. Lokesh, we had talked about a nursing assistant course, right? And so we just used for samples here just to demonstrate the solution. We're using them just to give you context. This content could be anything else. But if you look at all the lessons are right there, structured in the order. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. You can scroll down, just like YouTube interface, right? It's playing on top, it's down there. Now there is assessments there. You can go down further just to give you a sense of what the thing is. There is images, there's documents. That icon will tell you what type of learning unit it is next, right? And on top, it's playing it. And of course, like Prasanna did, you can enlarge the screen and see it on your entire mobile, so you can have as much
practice quiz.
All right, sure. Let me start with a practice quiz. This is a simple MCQ based quiz because system has inbuilt quiz management system here, which autocorrects the answer submitted by any of the candidate. So let me just, because this is sample, there are 3 questions here. So, and what I see is the test name up here in question 1 of 3. That means this is giving me as a hint that there are 3 questions that are going to come up for me. And here is the question and the 4 answers for me. So let me just click something randomly. If this is done, I'll go to the next. Then here is the next question for me. This is there. And let me choose any answer here. I'll read the question. I'll choose an answer here. I can go back to the previous question anytime I want. I'll go to the next one and say, I'll say all of the above. And I'll just, because I'm at question 3 of 3, for me, what is remaining is to submit. And here it is. It is giving me my result. It says that I scored perfect 100. So
can you show me teacher side screen?
Sorry, teacher side. So that's an admin interface, sir.
Okay, later.
Yeah. Nice. So I will. This is a learner's interface. So admin interface will be different, and it will show that Prasanna has scored 100% in her attempt. So these all are getting recorded at the back end for my teacher to see. So this is here. If I want, I can retry. And here is the summary. If something would have, if any of the question I've attempted it wrongly, it would have given me a summary that, okay, this question you answered wrong, and this is where is the scope for you to learn. I can learn and I can retry. That's what we meant by the practice quiz here. So this is what
things I'll just clarify. Yes, just going back to the,
practice
if you look at any. No, if you just go into any, let's say, patient hair care or a summarizing patient hair care. See, if you look at this, while that's a video, you can also discuss. There is a discuss button on the below the screen on the right side, right? Let me just, no, you clicked on it. If you can go back, I just want to show the button. Yeah, you see a discuss button there. You can actually post your questions there. That way, the teacher and students could be interacting regarding this particular topic out there. So you can do that. You can also download this content. Say, I don't have good coverage at home. I can download this when I come to the hospital. And then when I go home, I know I can watch that. So it's on my device for any time. So they don't need wireless access every time that they need to use it. It's like downloading your movie and watching it on a flight, something like that. Right, so you can do a lot of those things. you can, of course, if you watch a video and only you watch part of it, it doesn't get marked as,
Yeah.
done. So earlier, I think she watched a little bit of the video. It didn't get.
Little bit of the what you see is number 3. I watched part of it. Hence, the green tick which you see in the above 2 lessons are not available for this one because I did not finish that video completely. So that's the reason. At back end, my teacher can see that Prasanna did not finish this. So,
So it's a very simple structure. If you look at it, it's just this screen and the previous screen. The previous screen summarizes all the courses that you are subscribed to, and this screen takes you into a particular course and lays out each lesson in the order in which you are supposed to learn it, right? And then of course you can click on the lesson and then go into the lesson, which would be a video or an assessment or a document to read, etc., etc. So you're basically 3 clicks away from any kind of information, and organized in a very simple to use way. That's pretty much it in the mobile app, right? Now, how much content you can put on it, how many videos, you can be putting thousands of videos put into, 10 courses, all of that, right? So extremely scalable.
You suggest uploading through, we can have free Zoom account and then record in the Zoom and I can upload that way?
Right. So we will recommend Teams more, Microsoft Teams.
For Teams.
If that, yeah. That is a more sturdy solution. It's more secure. But Zoom is also fine. I mean, we integrate with both those. Yeah. Right. If Teams, you do it, the automatic storing and all happens more automatically. Whereas Zoom, you will store it locally, then you have to upload it, etc. Whereas where Teams stores it, you just can link it into your lesson right away.
Okay, that's fine. As long as a free account for the account. Okay.
Right.
I was just wondering that initially putting up by your team would be a little more helpful, because if we can forward the presentation to your team, or is it right from the start it has to be done by us only? Because
no,
some
madam. This
yes,
is all done by PGs. PGs, they do it. We don't need. They can easily upload it.
So the PGs only have to download it to see it. So
no. Upload also they can help you, ma'am. I will talk about that. That's very simple.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very simple. Typically, we do a 45-minute training session, and they are good to go. Right? Typically half an hour, 45 minutes. So whoever needs to administer, organize these classes, etc., will need about a 30-minute training. The learner will need 0 training.
Yes.
Because we know, ma'am, you and Ramakrishna sir are very extremely busy, and you just tell your PGs what to do, and 90% of this work together will be done by your staff, faculty, and things. You will be just supervising, make sure you're finalizing the content. So that's why, and also collaborating each other, because it was so difficult to make one program to do everything. That's so hard. That's the reason.
There is no doubt about it, sir.
Yeah.
I perfectly agree with you. I was just wondering that if, as Sister has said, that 30 minutes. So I was just thinking that we should not be able do some buttons and all these things.
No.
You should not press anything wrong for it's such a. To me, it looks a little. It looks very easy to navigate, but behind it there are brilliant minds. So my novice.
Let me explain what Anand sir said. I record Zoom meeting myself. I download it and put it in mail up there. It have 10 or 20 steps. So 20 steps. So the teams, when it is 1 or 2 steps is up there. So that's so simple. He answered that question. Okay. So our job is main thing is your doctors are extremely busy. You have very, very little time. And this is very simplistic, and postgraduate students are very up to date, and they can able to take care of this technical part of it very easily. But remember one thing, as soon as you ask the forms to do it, you have to pay for it.
Okay.
Yes, the cheapest labor is our students only. That's where the key is. And also here, most cheapest labor is a consumer, the student who goes and watches and everything. So this is available, and also this education is 24/7. Now your class 30 minutes after that or 1 hour, they're gone. So this is 24/7 availability. And this is not only the lecture, textbook, it's not only assessment, and then everything is there for your hands, and you're just watching and then see how it goes. Okay, I'll stop. Thank you.
That's it from this side. If you have any questions, happy to.
Ramakrishnan sir, do you have questions, sir?
I'm okay, sir. I'm fine. I got my everything is cleared by him. Thank you so much. It was.
So that's
what would be the, yeah.
So that's
Yep.
what, because there are hundreds of programs coming up because they don't have faculty much and working together. Even the grand rounds, the morning rounds done by you can be shared by other people, vice versa, or we can able to put together some of the talks if they want. We can provide from USA. We can request them or whichever need to be. But without, at least we have some base content there. But of course, it's a dynamic process. Is to be tailored.
And we also, what we've seen is most people, even if you have 10 hours content and you start putting it and getting the students, by the time they finish this 10 hours content, you can put a lot more content, right? So
Yeah.
that is an ongoing process. So we normally don't start, unlike to Dr. Ashima's point, which is very good about the movie thing, right? We don't have to shoot the entire movie. We shoot the first 5 minutes, let the audience start watching it, and then we'll shoot the next 5 and next 5 and next 5, and it just keeps getting added. All right. So that's the good part of this movie.
Yeah, it's more unity together is the key here. Of course,
Yeah.
luckily we have geo and technology available, mobile friendly. So at least we have, if you take a train, railway tracks are there, train is there, just working together, connecting each other.
I also realized that your micro teaching style, I just remembered my disaster management learning. It was just like this, that you have to make a micro, your ATLS and instructor. So this micro stuff is good. And I also felt that what would a reader or would learn at the end? What is exactly the intention of the teacher should be there on the first slide. Even in your nursing slide, it was very clearly defined that by the end of this video or by the end of this 5 slides, you will be able to understand, define, put it in your practice, whatever is the different. So that way of, among us also, it is the responsibility of the entire teachers who would be putting it, that they should be also putting it in the same way, that what the content should be defined right at the start in the first very slide.
Absolutely.
So that would make it, that would help it to make it as micro, because he has to define. In this, I would like to just explain to you what is acidosis. So some students who are good enough, they would not probably like to watch it. They would probably move directly to the second one. Okay, I know this. Someone will say that I know all these things, this is didactic and all, and I only want to do the question answers or case-based scenarios. So in this way, it can work in further. I agree to your point, all the points, sir. And good evening, Ramakrishna, sir.
Yeah. That is very interesting what you said. I think you mean the objectives of the lecture at the end
Yes,
of the lecture.
I really meant that, sir.
Now again, that depends upon what the person actually who is conducting the class wants. If he's very sure that they have to see the videos and then only go to the next one, it can be done that way also. So that there is no way that the student can actually skip any part of it before going to the other part. And you can even monitor the student finding out how many minutes or whatever he actually spent on that particular video. For example, the video was 20 minutes and he has spent only 5 minutes. Then definitely the teacher would know that he has not spent enough time on that. So he would not be able to go to the next session. Again, that depends upon the content creator, how he or she wants it.
Also, sir, the leaders, you and madams, and a few of them can create a guidelines. So content should be how much. If we can create a guidelines, then they follow those guidelines to upload and create content.
Sir, I was talking with few of the students which have passed out already, and all of them are very enthusiastic to give at least contribute to the content. This exercise I was doing over last 4 to 5 days since we have started, and we have put on Dr. Bhavesh lecture also on certain platforms. So the only thing is that few of us have to decide this very point, that how to make sure that the objectives are defined on the first very slide, and whether it has to be that without it cannot be fast forwarded or fast tracked. Depends upon how the content, as sir is saying, means I am not very technical person, so I'm so sorry about it. But I thought we can skip over. But where sir has very clearly said that rushing on and skipping on will again probably not give them the right
Yeah.
learning. So
And
I agree to that point, sir.
you can have base guidelines, then you can adapt it according to that as
Yes.
we evolve.
Yeah,
Different
just understanding the guidelines. Yes, sir.
Thanks so much. Then I
Thank
think
you, sir.
we'll share this, and thanks, sir, Ramkrishna sir, Ashima
Thank you,
madam,
sir. Thank you.
and Prasanna. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Ashima and
Thank
Dr.
you. Thank you
Ramakrishna.
very much.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you
Lokesh.
so
Thank
much.
Yeah.